Hello, thanks for joining us on Midday News, coming to you on Dott TV. I am Ife Aronu. Starting here in Delta State, the member representing Ika Northeast constituency in the Delta State House of Assembly, Marilyn Okowa Daramola, says the people-centered leadership of Governor Sheriff Oborowori has provided the enabling environment for grassroots development and effective representation across Delta State. She made the remark while presenting her 3-year stewardship report and empowering over 500 constituents at Owaliro in Ikanos East local government area.
The event themed Our People First, Promise Made, Promise Kept, attracted political leaders, traditional rulers, party faithfuls, and residents across the constituency. Honorable Kowada Ramola said extensive consultations with traditional rulers, community leaders, traders, farmers, artisans, women, youths, senior citizens, and persons with disabilities identified the need for targeted interventions to improve livelihoods and expand economic opportunities. She explained that the empowerment program was designed to fulfill her campaign promises while responding directly to the needs and aspirations of the people. More than 500 beneficiaries, including students, farmers, artisans, entrepreneurs, senior citizens, and persons with disabilities, received cash grants, bursaries, motorcycles, refrigerators, sewing machines, hairdryers, grinding machines, washing machines, generators, farming inputs, wheelchairs, and other vocational tools.
I give all glory to God because none of this would have been possible without God, and also to His Excellency the Governor that has given me a platform to be able to do this for the good people of Ika Northeast. So I feel very excited. It's a promise I made to my people. Today I feel really fulfilled that I've been able to give back to my people. The first thing I always say to the beneficiaries of today's empowerment, see this as another opportunity for renewed hope. So please ensure that you utilize the starter packs and also the cash grants that have been given to you. Please do not sell it. These starter packs are not to be sold. Use it so that you can be able to pay it forward and also to support your family.
Speaker of the Delta State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Emomo Timiguo, described the empowerment initiative as remarkable, noting that a large turnout reflected the confidence the people have in Honorable Okowa Daramola's leadership.
This empowerment that I'm seeing here is wonderful. I want to thank her for doing this. So my colleague member representing Ika Northeast, let me congratulate you and say that you have done excellently well. Even in the floor of the house, you've done excellently well. And outside the House of Assembly, you are doing very well. I must say this.
Delta State Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information, Mr. Charles Aniago, and APC stalwart, Dr. Hilary Ibewunam, also praised the lawmaker for prioritizing the welfare and development of our constituents.
She has always shown class. She has a lot of respect for our people. And so when she came up and said our people first, we knew quite well that she meant it. And I'm happy that all of you are here today to see the extent to which she has placed our people first. Beyond these items you are seeing today, Marilyn has visited virtually all the communities in our local government.
Today, we're witnessing what is happening here. You can see the empowerment program that she has actually done today. So we're happy for her. She has done very, very well.
Beneficiaries expressed appreciation for the support, pledging to utilize the items and financial assistance to improve their livelihoods and contribute meaningfully to the development of Ika Northeast.
I'm so happy for this thing they give me today. I'm happy. I'm very, very excited.
I'm so grateful for this thing, what they do for me. I'm so happy so that God will bless people when give me in Jesus' name.
I feel very excited. And it is my prayer on behalf of we the recipients. I'm praying to God Almighty that all the good heart desires our Honorable Marilyn Daramola Okowa has in heart, that God will grant it unto her.
Former Governor of Delta State, Dr. Fanny Okowa, his wife, Dame Edith Okowa, and other dignitaries, including Honorable Victor Nwokolo, Honorable Ato Akpowowo, Elder Moses Ido, Dr. Festus Okuba, attended the event. Emeka Okongo reporting for Dott TV News.
Still in Asaba, a fire outbreak has destroyed machines and equipment at Shop 40, an electronics sales and repair shop situated at Conway Plaza, Asaba, Delta State. The incident occurred in the early hours of Friday, with the full extent of the damage yet to be determined. Onyeka Odiase completes the report.
The shop owner, Emeka Adebayo, said the fire broke out at about 6 a.m., destroying printers, photocopy machines, and other electronic equipment belonging to both him and his customers. He said plans are already underway to renovate the shop, resume business, compensate affected customers, and gradually recover from the loss.
I got a call from one of the shop owners that my shop was on fire. I have to drive down. Before I got here, I saw fire servicemen trying to put out the fire with some other shop owners, But most of the items have been almost completely damaged by the fire. I'm into repairs, printers, copiers, photocopiers, and other electronics. It's a colossal damage. Just looking at them, I don't know where to start. I can't take stock now to know the number of items that have been destroyed.
Some shop owners at the plaza who spoke on the incident said they were not around when the fire started. Paul Abiodun said he was alerted through a phone call, while Great Doro said he arrived to find the shop already engulfed in flames, with firefighters working to contain the blaze and prevent it from spreading to other shops.
I was very confused because it was from sleep they called me and I was shocked. So after some minutes, I have to put a call across to my neighbors and my boys in the office. So most of them told me they are not also in the office. So, but for like some minutes, they called me that they're in the plaza. That thank God for the fire people, the fire service, that they came for the rescue. So that they've been able to take down the fire.
What hurts me in this whole matter is that most of those things belong to customers. They are not just for the owner of the shop alone. Most of those work there are for customers, both the printers and laptop.
Other traders noted that the fire might have been brought under control sooner if it had occurred during the day when more people were present, adding that fire extinguishers are available throughout the plaza. Chidi Ifeanyi described the incident as painful and disheartening, while Ayodeji Usuho said it was the first major fire outbreak at the plaza and called for the installation of a fire alarm system to improve emergency response.
It was so devastating because that shop has a lot of goods worth millions. So it's not something somebody will wake up and pray for. And I pray to God that God should uphold him.
I was thinking it was like the whole plaza. So when because I wasn't here when it happened. So when I got here, I found out it was a single shop. So I'm still feeling sad over it.
Meanwhile, the cause of the fire has not been established and the full extent of the damage is still being assessed. Shop owners described the incident as a major setback for the affected businessman, expressing sympathy over the losses. They also urged business owners to insure their shops against unforeseen circumstances and called for stronger fire safety measures to prevent a reoccurrence. Onyeka Odiase, Dott TV News.
A rather sad development there. Moving forward, President Bola Tinubu has called on other African countries to lend their voices to unanimously condemn the ongoing Afrophobic attacks, also known as xenophobia, in South Africa, speaking on Sunday in Freetown, Sierra Leone, during the 69th Ordinary Session of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government. Tinubu said a united voice would send a clear message to South Africa that such intolerance is absolutely not acceptable under any form. Tinubu, who was represented by his Deputy Vice President Kashim Shettima, informed the African leaders that the Nigerian government had already evacuated over 1,490 of its citizens from harm's way in 7 batches. He also declared Nigeria's support for the newly developed ECOWAS Compact for the future of regional integration, noting that the document reinforces the region's shared commitment to rebuilding trust between citizens and public institutions. Meanwhile, Senegal's President Diomaye Faye has been elected as the new chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government. Faye emerged as the new chairman during the 69th Ordinary Session of the Authority of Heads of State and Government of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, in Sierra Leone. The Senegalese president succeeds his Sierra Leonean counterpart and chairman of the ECOWAS Authority, Julius Maada Bio. Bio had emerged as the new chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government when President Bola Tinubu's two-term leadership of the bloc came to an end in June 2025. Back here in Nigeria, the president-elect of the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, Oyinkanyisola Badejo Okunsoya, has described her victory as a mandate to build a stronger, more inclusive and responsive NBA. In a message of appreciation issued after the election, Badejo Okunsoya said she was humbled by the confidence reposed in her and thanked members for embracing her campaign vision of a bolder bar that works for everyone. Looking ahead, she pledged to lead with integrity, courage, humility, fairness, and accountability, promising to be a president for every member of the NBA. She added that her administration would focus on creating an association where lawyers can earn better, live better, and practice better. Now, in other news, members of the New Covenant Anglican Church, Ogale Parish in Eleme local government area of Rivers State, were forced to hold their Sunday worship service outdoors after flood waters overwhelmed their church building. The flooding, believed to have been caused by persistent rainfall in the area, left the church premises submerged, prevented members from using the sanctuary for worship. Church members appealed to the Rivers State government, relevant emergency agencies, and well-meaning individuals to urgently intervene, saying the flooding has disrupted worship activities and poses a significant challenge to the church community. The incident comes amid a recent warning by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, which listed Rivers State among states likely to experience heavy rainfall and flooding during the peak of the rainy season. Similarly, the Akwa Ibom State Governor Umo Eno has inspected major flood-affected communities and critical drainage channels across Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital. Well, this is as the governor sympathized with residents impacted by the recent flooding and reaffirmed his administration's commitment to implementing lasting flood control measures. The inspection followed the governor's directive for immediate desilting and clearance of blocked drainage channels to restore the free flow of storm water and reduce the impact of flooding across affected communities. Addressing journalists during the inspection, Governor Eno described the flooding as largely a natural occurrence, but noted that human activities had worsened the situation. You're still watching Midday News on Dott TV. Still ahead, Speaker, House of Representatives to inaugurate probe panel into fake agency scandal, plus foreign and sports stories. But that's after this timeout. Don't go away.
In the heart of Asaba, where the street tells the stories every single day.
From the corridors of powers to the decisions shaping governance and politics in Delta and Nigeria.
From traders counting every naira to families battling rising costs and uncertain times.
From football pitches to sporting successes to the major developments making the headlines all over the world.
And from the untold human stories, the struggles, victories, resilience, and hope of the everyday Nigerians.
This is the news beyond the headlines. Dott TV News are your trusted window to stories that truly matter to the people. Here, we don't just report events, we tell the human stories behind them. Glad that you're still here with us. Now, here are the rest of our stories. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, will today inaugurate an ad hoc committee to investigate the controversial inclusion of the unestablished Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council in the 2026 Appropriation Act. The inauguration and public hearing to take place at the National Assembly Complex, Abuja, comes amid fresh criticism over the exclusion of the President's Chief of Staff, Femi Gbajabiamila, from the list of invited witnesses. The committee, chaired by the member representing Kanke Kanam Pangshing Federal Constituency of Plateau State, Yusuf Gadgi, was constituted 2 weeks ago following a resolution of the House during plenary, presided over by Speaker Abbas. Its assignment is to investigate how budgetary provisions amounting to about 1.32 billion naira were made in favor of the Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council, an agency that had not been legally established. And to neighboring Anambra State, where the government has clarified that the statue of literary icon Chinua Achebe, unveiled at Ogunwasike roundabout in Ogidi, was conceived, funded, and executed by the Ogidi Town Union, dismissing claims that it was a state government project. The clarification followed widespread reactions on social media after Governor Chukwuma Soludo unveiled the sculpture on Saturday. While some praised the monument, others questioned its resemblance to the late author of Things Fall Apart and criticized its artistic interpretation. Responding to the controversy in a statement released on Sunday, the governor's senior special assistant on new media, Ejimofo Opara, said the project was initiated and financed entirely by Achebe's home community. He urged critics not to undermine what he described as a thoughtful initiative by the community. Well, elsewhere, the University of Calabar has reiterated its ban on wild post-examination celebrations and other acts capable of disrupting peace on campus. The registrar of the institution, Chukwuka Icha, conveyed the management's directive in a statement in Calabar. Icha expressed concern that some students, particularly final year students, engaged in unlawful celebrations after their final examinations. According to her, such celebrations often involve reckless driving, flying of colors, and other forms of disorderly conduct. For news on the international scene, we'll now join Nkechi Chukwudi for more.
The U.S. military says a service member was killed after an Iranian attack in northern Iraq on Saturday, a day after an attack on a base in Jordan killed 2 U.S. soldiers and left another missing. U.S. Central Command said the individual was killed during a controlled detonation of unexploded ordnance from a downed Iranian attack drone, which also wounded a second service member. It comes as the U.S. and Iran exchanged strikes for an 8th day of escalating attacks. Both sides have been accused of striking critical infrastructure in recent days. Meanwhile, Washington has reimposed the blockade of Iranian ports, and Tehran has declared the Strait of Hormuz closed and targeted U.S. allies in the region as a preliminary ceasefire collapsed less than a month after it began. In a related development, Russia has carried out a wave of ballistic missile and drone strikes on Ukraine, killing at least 8 people and injuring dozens. Officials said 4 people were killed in the northeastern city of Kharkiv, and an elderly woman died in the capital of Kyiv. There were 2 more fatalities in Zaporozhye in the south and 1 in Sumy in the northeast. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said the raid on Kyiv was one of the most massive ballistic attacks since Russia launched a full-scale invasion in 2022. Late on Sunday, Ukraine's Navy said 5 people were killed when a Turkish-owned civilian cargo ship with grain was hit by Russian missiles in the Black Sea. Russia has not commented. Meanwhile, a sample of iceberg lettuce from the food supply Taylor Farms has tested positive for the parasite that caused an explosive diarrhea outbreak affecting thousands of people in the U.S. The Food and Drug Administration (FDA) said the Taylor Farms, which supplies the Taco Bell food chain, had confirmed that the sample was taken from a product not part of its current recall, announced on Friday. The agriculture company announced on Friday that it was voluntarily removing all iceberg lettuce from the U.S. market sourced from central Mexico and issued a list of affected products. No deaths have been reported, but at least 94 people have been hospitalized due to cyclosporiasis infections. A recall differs from a voluntary product removal in that it requires a company to notify customers and recover affected products from commerce, making it broader and more costly corrective action. And 67 people have so far been rescued after a ferry carrying 116 passengers and 70 crew members sunk off the coast of Guyana. 15 children are said to be among those recovered after the MV Barima capsized following the departure from the capital Georgian town on Saturday. 15 children are said to be among those recovered after the MV Barima capsized following its departure from the capital Georgetown on Saturday. Dozens of people are still missing. Those rescued include 41 men and 11 women, Prime Minister Mark Phillips told media. He added that the boat's captain was among that number. Phillips said the boat had been within its weight capacity at the time of the incident and that it was licensed to hold more than 300 passengers. U.S. President J.D. Vance has announced that Second Lady Usha Vance has given birth to her fourth child. Alec Vance's arrival marks the first time in more than 150 years that a Second Lady has given birth while in office. As they settle into the life of a family of 6, the Vances will be spending more time in a rural northern Virginia, leasing part of a sprawling multi-million-dollar property in the wealthy enclave of Middleburg. The rental is an effort to provide the Second Lady and the Vance children with a greater sense of normalcy away from the scrutiny of Washington, D.C., according to the people familiar with the matter. Reporting for Dott Television News, I am Nkechi Chukwudi.
Over now to the world of sport, where Anthony Uche is standing by.
We start with some football news, as Spain have been crowned champions of the world for a second time, following an extra time 1-0 win over Argentina, thanks to a superb Ferran Torres goal. Spain were deserving winners of what was a desperately disappointing World Cup final, largely due to Argentina resorting to the dark arts and having Enzo Fernandez sent off for a second yellow card just before the game went into extra time. Ferran Torres then struck in the 106th minute to break the resistance of 10-man Argentina. The showpiece had the President of the United States of America in attendance among other prominent people, and also featured a 27-minute long halftime show. On Saturday, England defeated France by 6-4 in a highly enthralling bronze medal final, with Kylian Mbappe confirming his second World Cup Golden Boot with a total of 10 goals, 2 ahead of Lionel Messi in second place. Other individual accolades include Spain's captain Rodri winning the Golden Ball award as the tournament's best player. Messi won the silver ball as the second best player, with Kylian Mbappe named the bronze ball winner. Spain's Unai Simon claimed the Golden Glove award for the best goalkeeper after conceding just once in 8 games, and Spain's podium dominance was rounded off by Pau Kubasi as the 19-year-old Barcelona centre-back received the award for the tournament's best young player. Now to some tennis, where Stefano Tsitsipas has won his first ATP title in 16 months after defeating Rafael Collignon in the Swiss Open final. The former world number 3 and 2-time Grand Slam finalist overcame the Belgian 6-4, 6-7, 6-3 to claim the 13th ATP title of his career, and the 27-year-old Greek will climb from 85th to 55th in the updated world rankings on Monday. Tsitsipas' last title was the Dubai Open in March 2025, where he defeated Felix Auger-Aliassime in straight sets. In Formula 1, Kimi Antonelli of Mercedes won the Belgian Grand Prix, extending the comfortable championship lead that had been eroded in the past 3 races, while teammate George Russell crashed out. The Italian fought back from a losing position during a virtual safety car period to catch and pass Ferrari's Charles Leclerc for his 6th win in 10 races this season. His teammate George Russell was taken out in a collision with Ferrari's Lewis Hamilton in the opening lap and had to drop out of the race on Sunday. From the sports desk, Anthony Uche for Dott TV News.
And that's it on the midday news on Dott TV. Follow us across social media at official.tv. I am Ife Arono. Keep watching Dott TV and have a pleasant day.